canvas is 12 by 12, and the drawing guide, I've popped a little guide so that I know where to place the stamps, and the grid size is 608 pixels, and the canvas is 12 by 12. So that's the technical bit over. Here is the layers, so I'm just having 2 layers. I'm going to go into my colour palette. I'm using Primrose Light for the background, and then the top colour is where I'm going to stamp. And first of all, I'm going to use the brick red colour here to stamp my first stamp. So I've got lots of stamps in my brush set that I just make up and play around with, really, just have a bit of fun with them. So the first one is I'm going to use this one here, okay, and I've got the brush setting at 60, so I'll just move that, so you have to be careful you don't move them. They all need to be set at the same percentage, and it's fully, the opacity is fully up. So what I'm going to do is going to avoid the edges, because we need to turn the design inside out so that you can make the repeat. So just stamp down in the centre, stamp down, if you stamp in the centre of the square, so I'm going to leave 4 squares, 4 squares, 4 squares, 4 squares, you'll see as I go along, and then turn it round, stamp again, stamp again. It's lovely and rhythmic, quite meditative and really satisfying, and very simple, which is what we like, isn't it? Okay, so before I turn it inside out, I'm going to put the centre in, and I'm going to use the slate indigo, and then I'm going to use that little centre shape. Again, it's set at 60%, fully opaque. So you're kind of doing it in 4s. I think you can get the idea of just watching what I'm doing here. Because it's very satisfying. And very easy. And create quite a nice hand felt design doing this. So I'm just going to group those together and then duplicate, and then I'm just going to zoom out a little bit and then move that one to the top. Just wait till you've got all of the nice yellow lines. The same here, to make sure you've got the yellow lines. Sometimes it's difficult to see. Okay, and then move the patterns together and squish, and then just squish the background, and then just pop the background back in the group, because it seems to come out when you squish them together. So I know that I'm still on that layer, so just go back in, and I think you get the idea here. It's very easy. I keep little notes at the side so that I remember what colours I've used where and what for. And the little bits of overprint, I think, are the charm of this. So if you can imagine you were stamping down with either a little bit of lino or a little rubber stamp, it would give you a similar effect. Nothing's perfect, nothing is sort of been placed down in the same way. Even though you are tapping the centre, there's always going to be a little bit of discrepancy, isn't there, of where it was, because my hand's not a machine. I know that Procreate is a digital application, but we can use it absolutely in a very hand-done way, and I think most people who use Procreate understand that it's just as skillful as doing things painting by hand. It's just another way of making art and designs. So again, squish them together. Oops. And then pop that back over. Make sure you're on that one, and then go and get your brick red, whatever colour that you want to use, and then tap, tap, turn, tap, tap, turn. Oops, there you go, look at that, I made a mistake. And then turn. So again, if you're not concentrating, like I wasn't properly there, you will maybe get out of the rhythm. So again, that's not a problem, is it? It's just you just undo and then get back into it. So I'll just show you one thing. If I sort of turn that canvas like that and tap, it's not going to line up properly. So you do have to make sure you're nice and straight. So it's a block, so we're working at angles, aren't we? The right angles. Whoops. There we go. So if you did happen to make a mistake, it's probably because of that. You might not have quite popped the stamp in the right place, or the angle's wrong. Okay, and then the last time, this is the satisfying bit, it's like putting the last piece of the puzzle into a big jigsaw that you've been working on. To move them across, wait for your orange lines. Oops, forgot to duplicate. This is what I mean, if you're not quite concentrating, you will make little mistakes, but we will make them. And sometimes when things are so simple, you can zone out and not concentrate as much as when something is more complicated, which I really don't think it's a problem. It's just a nice little process. And it just wakes you up, doesn't it, when you make a mistake? You realise you're not concentrating. Then go get the little blue one, slate indigo. These colours are from my William Morris collection. Colour samples, Patternology Heritage Colours, and I work around like that lovely William Morris earthy natural dye type colours, which I quite like. Then what we do is, this is your main pattern tile now, this is your main one. Then what to do to test it is to duplicate 4 times. Leave your main one, so you don't want to sort of destroy the size of that, but we can then just take a little look at what it looks like with more repeats on show. So this is what we're doing here, we're just testing to see if we like it or not. And if there's any errors, if there is, we just go back and redo it. No bother, there's no waste, it doesn't take too long to redo this if we were unhappy. So you can see that there's like lots of little bits of overprint. I know some people would hate that and drive them mad, but I actually quite like that charm of the overprint. There we go, we can kind of see it on a lovely lampshade, lamp base. So you can see how really nice and organic and quite cottage feel. This sort of rhythmic geometric can sit quite nicely in all sorts of interior settings. And here we've got a lovely coordinating curtain as well. So you can kind of design your own worlds, which is what I love. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to try the brushes, you'll find them at patternology.co.uk.